All right, let's see. Good evening, everyone. Bienvenidos. It's about 3 in the afternoon, and as you can see, I have been cracking away on a painting. This painting I'll let you absorb for a few minutes while I'm preparing to get ready so I can add more to it, because there's a few things I want to add and shape up, sharpen, correct, and, well, not correct, but because there's no mistakes. Um, but just embellish overall, little embellishment here and there. So everything that you see before you is pretty much set in stone. What I'm trying to go for is a nice little farming village, perhaps. Maybe it's just a set grove, a little grove next to a windmill of growing flowers and crops and such. Um, so yeah, let me see. Where is it? Yeah, it looks pretty, doesn't it? I love it. What I'm going to try to do, which I think is where I should firstly start, because right here, the trail leading up to it, I kind of want to make it look a little bit more like it's got more depth. So I'm going to try to bring this down over here, trying to make it look more like the shadow is overcasting. So what I had used for this section over here was a little bit of burnt umber, and I used some white to bring it down just a smidge. So I'm just going to repeat that, and that's what we'll use to start off. Just got to find my color, and then we'll get cracking. Here's the raw sienna. I'm pretty sure that's what I used for just in here. So yeah, burnt sienna. I'll make it look a little more gorgeous. A little more gorgeous. Just trying to find it right now. Here it is. Oh, it's called burnt umber. Burnt umber. Pretty sure that's what I used. Either way, if I need to, I will whiten it down as much as it needs to, because I have an exorbitant amount of white. So let's see how that works. Let's go with, what do I have out right now? So I don't want to have 100 different utensils out. We'll go with this one. Bring this down. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It's been fairly good for me so far. Yeah, let's bring a lot of white in here. A lot of white. I may go over some of these areas with it, because maybe it wasn't the burnt umber that I had used. Well, you know what? It doesn't look like that's what I had used previously, so I'm going to use this over in the mountains over here. It's a hot one today. Was it this that I had used then? Maybe I'll mix a little of that with it. What are you doing? It's about color matched. It'll have to suffice. Just trying to drag a little bit of color so this black is a little less obtuse. Yeah, just like that. Somebody's drilling something around here. All right. And then what I do plan to do further is to add some people walking along in here. Well, got a lot of color. It's a hot one today. I went out for a bike ride a little earlier on, and my goodness, it was hot. It was hot, I tell you. I'll tell you more after I pause and resume. I'm going to rinse out this brush real quick. Be right back. All right, back. Yeah, it was a hot one today. Out on my bike ride. Got a little burnt, sunburned. Gotta love that. Love getting sunburnt. But what I believe I'm going to add to next, well, I'm going to let this dry. I wanted to make some of these hills a little bit more defined. So I'm going to try to, for the darker layers, I'm going to go over once again with this Viridian. And then for the bottom layers, where I'm trying to add a little bit more depth, I'm going to try adding some white to it and see if that will accomplish my goal. And a technique that I used for the yellow that you find in here, I used a paintbrush and just dabbled it on. Here, I'll show you in just a moment what I mean. I used this paintbrush and I just used the edges to just dab, just dab with the edges of the bristles. Just grabbing a little bit of paint. Don't want a whole bunch on right now. And we'll just go on. That kind of makes it look a little bit more hilly, I guess. We'll do the other side. I already did my signature because I thought I was done, but then I was thinking about it the other night. I was like, there's more I want to add for sure. And this is the best way I think I could achieve what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to achieve. Just a little right there, because not every plot of land is flat. It's got little divots here and there, ups and downs, and twists and turns. So if you're not careful, you could hurt your ankle if you're not watching where you're stepping. And after I accomplish this, I'm going to add some people in here so it looks like it's people actually live here and shit. All right. Let's bring some white in to bring it down. Whoa. Here, we'll mix it in. I don't know if that's as light as I want it, so just a little more. I think that's helped achieve some more depth. And plus, I got some colors here that I can reuse to add some people in. So I'm gonna go rinse off my brush and pretty much just make use of the paint that I have left. Alright, y'all, let's return to it. I might even adjust the sky a little bit, but I've already spent so much time working on the sky off screen, that I really don't want to add more to it. Because you know what, it just is, it is what it is. I really don't envision doing much more to it. Alright, but nonetheless, I'm just going to draw a few people in here walking around. The whole inspiration of this comes from a movie my girlfriend liked. It's called Nausicaa, The Land Hidden in the Wind. The Land of the Wind. Something like that. It's called Nausicaa something. It's a very telling story of what I've extrapolated: climate change and human greed, capitalism. And this is a Studio Ghibli movie from the 80s, I believe. I believe it's older than me. It might even be from the 70s. Probably the 80s, because I don't know if Studio Ghibli was cranking movies out uh, before then. But it is a very touching story. I love how this came out. It has a little bit more depth. It's what I've been trying to achieve. A little bit more depth in here instead of just, you know, you know. But let's begin. I recommend everybody to watch it. It's a pretty movie. Alright, but we're just going to draw some people with hats, because it's going to be sunny out. There's one dude walking. I'm using this umber since it's going to pop the most. And we'll draw a little lady. Little lady. Little people walking. It can help sell the scale of how large this windmill is. If you got the little people up here, right, you gotta imagine how large this field is. I'm gonna draw some people within. Let's use some other colors to help sell this. Be in the fields, working on it or collecting the crops. It's hard to make out that dude. Maybe I should use more white. No, I don't want to mess it up. We'll just say there's one dude out there. Gosh, I really want to add more to it, but if I keep adding, I feel like I won't stop. So I'm just going to have the dudes out here and one person out there who you really have to, like, you know what, I'm going to use some white to help stress it. That somebody's in the fields. There we are. It's just very hard to make out. Doesn't have to be super detailed because it's very far. Maybe it's a larger person because look, they're about the same size as this. Or maybe these are kids. Maybe that's the father and mother, and these are the two kids. That's why they look all small up to scale up front, and the adult looks the same scale in the back. There we go. Boom. Bulletproof. Plot proof. Plot proof, baby. But yeah, that's I think that's about as much as I'm gonna add. I'm very excited with how it came out, so I'm gonna rinse off the rest of this paint, and yeah, that's the end of it. You haven't missed much. I mean, yeah, I did like 2 hours of painting aside from this, but as you can tell, you know, it's well, I'll let you decipher it. I mean, my idea is that it's just a windmill, a village hidden in the mountains, and it has enough wind to carry it. I really don't know if that's what the windmill direction, if that direction of the windmill flags would catch the most optimal wind, since I've denoted that there are mountains over here. But maybe there's a huge mountain over here, and it's allowing all this downdraft, and that's why it pushes it this way. Or maybe the mountains push it this way. I don't know. I really don't know what the direction of windmills are supposed to be. Maybe I should have researched that before delving into this, but at the end of it, I'm really excited with how it turned out. I think it's pretty. I think it's ambitious. I think it's overall. I honestly, I'm not going to try to enter this into like a painting expose or something, but I give it a 9 out of 10, honestly. I think it's pretty. I like it. Thanks for enjoying if you've watched. Adios.